Hi, I decided to do verbally for my project. I got it on my iPad. This is what it looks like. So, a little bit about verbally. Verbally is a grid display. And so, like I showed you, it has this setup, but it also has another page where you can go to phrases. And so, for verbally, you can make your sentences, your communication, word by word. So you could say, I like, or you could also go to the phrases and choose something like, how are you? Or could you please help me? Or if it didn't have what you wanted to say on either of those, you can come down to the bottom and type all of this out. So it goes word by word, phrase by phrase, or you can type the letters. So another thing about verbally, when you come over to the words that I was talking about a little bit earlier, it's in alphabetical order. So we can see right here that the A's are all in blue, and then it switches over to orange for the B's. So it continuously changes the color of what letter it is paired with. So because of this, we would classify it as using alphabetical organization because each letter is categorized by the color, and the color changes the category. When the color changes, the letter changes. Something that I noticed while using verbally is that the vocabulary and the phrases are both very basic. So it has a lot of just very simple words, not like nothing too crazy. And then they also don't have any icons. It's just the box with the text in it. So there's no pictures on here. But you are able to speak or not speak with verbally. So I could type out the sentence. I could say, I could type that out and then hit speak.
I have.
Or I could hit speak each word on the bottom of that screen. And every time I hit something,
I have.
it will say it as it goes. But I did find that there is not a way, at least that I was able to find, that you could change the voice on verbally. So that woman's voice is the voice that is used for all of it. And it's just a woman's voice, like a middle-aged woman's voice, but it sounds very computer generated, very robot-y. So it wouldn't necessarily be good for something that you're trying to customize to yourself. So another feature that verbally has is predictions, but the predictions are the same vocabulary that is at the top. So I would come up here to the top and I would hit a word, and then, and then these right here, these 4 boxes are the predictions that it's made for it. So I said I, and was, had, have, and am have come up, and those are all words that are at the top. So once again, just very basic vocabulary that is predicted. So since there is some form of prediction, I would say that there's a little bit of hybrid features, but overall I would say that verbally is a static display just because none of the words up here are changing and the letters aren't changing, and neither are the phrases, but the predictions are. So I would classify this as static, but would say that there are some hybrid features along with verbally. And then, like I said before, verbally is a grid display. So after looking at verbally and just getting to play around on it a little while I was thinking about who verbally would be good for, I came up with, I think that verbally would be good for someone who maybe is in the hospital and had like an air tube or trach, and they weren't able to communicate but cognitively were still there, because verbally requires that you read all of the words on here and all of the phrases. Since there isn't any icons on here, it requires that you read or requires that you're able to spell with the keyboard at the bottom. So because of that, you would have to have very good fine motor because these boxes aren't huge, so you'd have to be able to select what you want and be careful about where you are hitting. And after really thinking about it and considering it, I think that verbally would be a great tool for, like I said, someone who is in the hospital and cognitively don't have any delays. But I think that this would be a very frustrating system for an extended period of time. I think that it would be great for like short instances like what I just said. But there's not a huge vocabulary, and if you're having to sit here and type out each word, I think that that could be very time consuming. So if you were going to be needing an AAC system for an extended period of time or indefinitely, I think that I would choose something else, just because this seems a little bit limiting for someone who cognitively has not had any disabilities. So with that being said, my overall impression of Verbally was that it was very easy to use. It was easy to figure out. I think it would be a little bit frustrating to not be able to customize the voice to what you think matches yourself or your loved one, but it was very easy to figure out how to speak it, how to delete all of it. It has this feature, let me type a couple things, where you could delete just the last word that you did, or you could hit this X and delete the whole thing. So I do think that there are some good features on it, and like I said, oh, you can also make it ring to get someone's attention. I just realized that. Like I said, it was very easy to figure out, so I think that it would be great for someone for a short amount of time, but could be frustrating overall. But I really enjoyed getting to learn about Verbally and getting a better perspective on different AAC systems, because I've only seen Protocol in the clinic, so getting to see other options was very interesting, and I really enjoyed this project.